This was the intumescent cataract with a shallow anterior chamber. Anterior chamber was entered with the help of 20 gauge MVR knife. As the entry capsule was white, it was stained with tryptophan blue under air. Excess of tryptophan blue was washed out with the help of saline. Globe was stabilized with the help of 23 gauge cannula mounted on a viscoelastic syringe. Clear corneal incision was created with the help of 2.8 mm bed. Capsulorhexis was created with the help of microcapsulorhexis forceps. Anterior chamber was formed with the help of viscoelastic. The flap was grasped and regrasped with the help of microcapsulorhexis forceps. As we come to the end of the capsulorhexis, we tried to pull the capsulorhexis flap towards the center part. However, it suddenly got extended towards the periphery. We tried to place the extended flap into the anterior chamber and tried to complete the capsulorhexis. However, the flap was coming out of the anterior chamber and there was fear of extension. Without performing the hydrodissection, the nucleus chopping was done and the nucleus was chopped with the help of phaco-chop technique. The parameters here were vacuum 400 cc, flow rate 35 cc and power of 60%. After the removal of the nucleus and before removal of the phaco probe, anterior chamber was formed with the help of viscoelastic. Cortical wash was given with the help of Simcoe's cannula. After the removal of the cortex, anterior chamber was formed with the help of viscoelastic and IOL was implanted in the capsular bag. During the implantation of intraocular lens, the IOL was rotated in the bag itself, leading to upside down its position, which was corrected with the help of 23 gauge cannula and the dialer. Finally, the IOL was placed inside the capsular bag. So, in spite of having the extended rhexis and the difficulty during IOL implantation, it went off smoothly.